Friday morning. John is just moving the grain cleaner out the way. Andrew is going to brush the yard. James is helping me take some paperwork to Wendy in the office. Yeah, Andrew is back. That was the quiz question the other day. Morgan has changed from the 1st of April to being self-employed rather than employed. So we can do some more stuff at home because obviously Jonathan died and he's got some cows up there. Also his friend's doing a lot of fencing. So he's, rather than being full-time, he's now going to be part-time on a self-employed basis so that he can work in different places easier. He was here yesterday, but I was obviously sowing, so missed him. Yeah, so we should be good. It's good to have Andrew back. That's spilling chip all over the yard, which, and on the weighbridge, he thinks he can put 3 ton in a bucket that holds 2 ton. But yeah, we're going to brush this yard up anyway, stop all this stuff blowing around, and then take up to Wellbrook, brush out that shed that had straw in yesterday, and then got a job for that then. Just giving Wendy these invoices. One was from the hotel on Monday night, ready for the EFRA committee that we went and sat in, £163. And then the day after, which was annoying because I'd booked this a few weeks beforehand and couldn't move, £259. So the guy the other week that was saying that the optics looked bad being in Portugal for the weekend, it cost me more to go to London to meet with 4 MPs this week than it did to go to Portugal. Need a way of funding this lobbying rubbish, don't we? And to be fair, there was a train ticket on top of that and parking at this train station, which is £12.50 a day. And they managed to get 3 days out of you, even though you're only gone 2 days, because it rebills every midnight. Anyway, Dave's going to do some chipping now, and then he's going to go and do some levelling of a field across the road that's got some piles of soil on that have been there for about 20 years. I'm not sure if you can see, but there is a solace in there working away. So just cleaning that shed, and he's going to start on the yard. Right, let's go and roll this grass field before this tractor needs to come back for its data tag. I'm just backing up to show you. It doesn't look like these are doing anything, these rollers, but as you can see, they actually are. This was raked the other day, which has pulled all the dead out the bottom, and that's why the field looks worse. And then we're kind of squashing the stones in that the harrow might have picked up, and then also squashing the dead grass closer to the floor, so it will start to rot, and the new grass should then grow up through it. So in a few weeks, especially if we get some rain, it should look a lot nicer, this field, a bit rejuvenated, I suppose is the best word. We've got beans coming up now, but very, very slowly. Not really a lot of moisture left. Just walking this field of OSR, and there's 50 acres here, but there's this sort of 10, no, sorry, there's more than 50 acres. No, 55 acres. There's this 10 in the middle here that was bad for brome, and I think the slugs were hiding underneath it, so it's thin. The question is, do we rip up this and put some barley in the middle, or do we just negate the fact that we've got a loss here and reset next year? It is a big chunk though, but it's a bit sporadic because it's like nice here, then it's rubbish over there because it floods, and there's a chunk here. I suppose we can do this square in the middle, can't we? Or, I don't know, maybe put some mustard in it and combine that for seed perhaps. That mightn't be a bad shout actually. Then we could treat it all the same, but then harvest this for seed. I think we actually have got some mustard seed left in the shed as well, so I will maybe drill that middle bit. To be honest, you can probably see better off the tractor. See, it's green there, but then there it's not. Then when you go over there, it gets green again. Do you know what? I think I'm gonna have to cut them trees. It's so bad getting out this gateway because them trees have grown up. Some dust about. Mop all that up, won't it, with the jet washing? Quite a bit in that bucket as well. God, always looks bigger when it's clean, doesn't it? I've just seen that swoop in. And I don't know what it's looking for, but it's got its beady eye on something. A few years ago we had a tame one and got to the point where you could feed it like ham and bacon and it'd not quite take it out your hand, but it'd definitely come down and grab it off you. In fact, I don't know how long they lived for it. Could be that one, I don't know. It was about 7 or 8 years ago. He's still there though, looking. These two are lined up, ready to be branded. Dave's skipping, Rob's just changed his tooth and shit. And like Andy's here with shit. Now, where's the engine gone? You've got to put the what's it called? The DNA paint, is it?
Yes, a forensic DNA, and there's a data dot technology, and it's going to go in all the nooks and crannies of the machine, including around the engine. The key thing is trying to keep it away from really hot spots. And
find the engine because it's covered in lots of plastic.
Yes, yeah.
We can clip these side panels off though, can't we, easier?
The thing is as well, Ollie, that what we're trying to do is mark the parts that aren't easily changeable. So that's why we're trying to mark more valuable parts as well.
And then if it was stolen and broken down for parts, you could identify the parts.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we wouldn't, but the police would be able to do that very easily.
Yeah. And then he's taking pictures as well for his own website. You met Kevin before, we met him at Lama, but have you seen what they've called this one? Bogged. Which is quite apt because we do get stuck a few times.
Yes, I think we're trying to put tool on the other one.
Can we pick them? Can they be personalised?
We have actually had requests if we could do personalised registrations. We thought that'd be quite good actually, like the DVLA. So maybe
you sell them, yeah.
There's a whole sort of concept we could do there.
But what's the difference between data tag and Caesar?
Okay, so basically we are the chosen delivery partner on behalf of the Construction Equipment Association.
So that stands for Caesar?
Yeah, no, that's the Construction Equipment Association. Caesar is an acronym, stands for the Construction Equipment Security and Registration Scheme.
Right.
So this is an official industry scheme that was started back in 2007. It was all connected to the Olympic Games, and it was basically how we can get police officers to easily identify this piece of kit, which is worth $250,000, same price as a supercar, but most officers wouldn't know where to start to identify this.
Yeah, yeah. So what did you say before? £1 million worth of kit?
It's estimated about £1 million of machinery can be stolen and can be out of the country quite quickly.
A week?
Yeah, it can be
or a day?
About a week.
Every week.
But of course, then you've got the downtime of how much would you need to pay to rehire one of these? All of the contracts you can't sort of complete because it's now gone missing, and it just has a whole detrimental impact on agriculture. And
it's also going to mark the GPS equipment with the same stuff.
Correct. Yeah. So they're very vulnerable at the moment, and they can be £20,000-30,000. They are being stolen at an alarming rate. They're going out of the country and they're being used for all sorts of things. I can't really say what those are at the moment, but it isn't necessarily to do with farming.
Yeah, they won't. So the GPS radios in that might not end up in a tractor. It might end up in something else, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so stuff that's just going on around the world. So it's a big concern. Obviously, this is worth such a lot of money, and of course these things can go on the back of trailers, and sometimes often they'll take the wheels off on telehandlers, turn them around, put them in trailers and containers, and have them out the country within hours.
Well, the GPS stuff, they can put it in the hand luggage and jump on a plane as well, can't they?
Yeah, and again, who would know what that was? Those things, but I don't know what it would cost on this, but I know on certain brands it can be upwards of £30,000-35,000.
Yeah. So the Valtra actually already come with it from the factory.
Correct, yeah. About 90% of the equipment supplied into the UK already comes fit to the standard. It's phenomenal. We've now supplied over 675,000 systems. And the National Construction and Agricultural Theft Team, they claim about 100% successful identification rate identifying equipment they found with the Caesar scheme.
What I find hard to believe is Valtra is owned by Agco. Comes from Finland, standard with it on. Fence is also owned by Agco, yet doesn't. I don't get that.
Different factories, different teams, I suppose, and you can imagine. I think we're supplying about 50 to 60 factories around the world now. It's being supplied into other countries, but of course we have to go to each factory and teach them how to fit microchips, DNA, and dots. And the reason we're doing this, and of course, it isn't just a UK problem; it's a global problem. So it's a long burn for us trying to get those manufacturers on board.
Yeah, but like, so when the insurance agent come out the other day, he realised that these fence didn't have it. Well, we're going to get a 12.5% discount on our insurance for putting this on. So it's paid for itself in the first.
Easily, yes. So NFU Mutual, the leading insurer out there, they will give 12.5% for the efficient season scheme on your machine. If it's combined with an approved tracker, it can be up to 20%. So you imagine on something like your bacon there, that instantly pays for itself within the first year, really.
Yeah.
Now, we have to have approved fitters come out when we're fitting it to a used piece of equipment. The reason for that is my colleague at Pete, who's an ex-stolen vehicle examiner, he'll be checking all your paperwork, Ollie, so I hope that's in order. And he's checking VIN numbers and engine numbers to make sure they're not changed and receipts. We don't want to be able to supply a system to somebody who can validate a stolen machine.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Maybe take one out from your handles, actually.
Yeah, let me get it out of the box so you can sit back.
So the Bishop Reactor unique to you.
Is that like what you put in a dog then?
It's similar to that, yes, yeah.
That's a microchip that's completely unique.
They can't be erased, can't be zapped, can't be reprogrammed, and that's why they're very secure.
Because they used to reckon you could put a magnet next to them, didn't they?
Yeah, but not these. We had to develop these for the motorcycle market so that couldn't happen.
Yeah.
And so these will be things like...
I'll give it you back before I lose it.
And the thing is with that, and this is one of the beauties of it, is that will last in that vehicle. It'll outlast the vehicle. So 25, 30 years, that'll sit there dormant. Doesn't need a battery, doesn't need servicing, doesn't need anything. Just sits there waiting until it's needed.
No way.
So that will just sit there.
And is that like the needle to put it into the wiring looms and stuff?
Yeah, so you just insert the outer one, drop that inside, then just hold that one in like that.
Slide it in. And how many of them will be on here then?
But don't mention that to the audience because...
I'm still recording.
Okay.
There's 20 in every cab.
30.
Make sure it's straight. What's this one going to be called? Is this another bog as well? Yeah. 77 bogged.
77.
Bogged and 79 bogged. I hope the quad track's bogged because we had that stuck the other week as well. This one is next to be tagged. And from here you can't see, but there's a bell spike in front of me and a clasp behind me. But I think I can wriggle out if I go forwards a little bit. Head towards the drill. And then put another lock on. Go backwards. I'm out of the gap already. You wouldn't do that with a wheel tractor. Consider it's the biggest tractor on the yard. It is nearly one of the most manoeuvrable. Although the fence do have a good lock on them. So when we finish with the old porter cabin, do we try and drive over it with a quad track? Just for something to do. It's mad to think that the size of that little grain of rice microchip can protect this from theft or whatever. Because when you think of the size of it. Ooh. Definitely hanging around today. Listen to that noise. Oh, it sounds better on the load. Janine's here.
Hello.
From, where are you from?
Fertilizer Energy.
And she's just now got some merch.
Oh yeah, kisses out.
But that's a one-off. Don't watch this, Tom Pemberton, but that was printed on the wrong colour. So there's only 3 of them in the world that went wrong.
Gorgeous.
And Claire's got the raspberry in the hat. Yeah. And is fuel up or down after the Trump tariffs?
Down.
There you go. So someone told me to fill up the other week because they thought that fuel was going to go up, but it actually went down. So how did they get in touch with you if you want to drill on fuel?
Yeah, go to the Fertilizer Energy website and ask for Janine or Claire. Yeah, get
And
the number.
that's her telephone voice. So
Yeah.
Certas
I'm
sponsored.
heavy scouts usually.
Certas sponsored the HVO that we used on the combine run. So anyway, they've been here for a meeting today. But yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Fuel's down. Just for Tom Rees. He loves an ERF. So ABF are here. Deliver some liquid fertilizer. Cummins powered. You sure that's going to go in, Nigel? It's pretty full. Waiting for the pump to change now. It's just up to the top of that square nearly. 25,000 litres, and I think he's got 25,000 litres on. Might have to put some in the sprayer in a minute. Close, 2 inches off the top. You said it'd go halfway up that square. You see the line sort of there. No, he's giving up. To be honest, you can see better from here. There's still a little bit of room in the dome at the top. But it's just fetching a bit of air now. We can feel it in the pipe. It's going to be close though. You can't really see on the camera, but it's just... Oh, no, he's giving up, I think. Is that it, or is there still some left? Now he's going to blow air through that pipe, so we'll empty the pipe out on the pump. Just fitted. Big log mission. Let's keep Tony busy. What? Are they all sycamore? Beech and sycamore. Go on then, on your toe, would you? Proper then, aren't they? Just sorting the hot tub out for the hen party. They're actually, I think some of them only come from Ormskirk, which is only half an hour away, but they want to book it again already. They've not even stayed the night. They do sound well, to be fair. But so did the Xerion. Dead easy today's birthday bumper. Happy birthday, Lisa Curry. She's 45, and Charlotte Hudson, who actually lives in Calgary, but she's in Hale Village at the moment looking after her mum. So happy birthday, everyone on there, and anyone else whose birthday is at 88,149. So after a day of data tagging, we have little microchips in here as well, actually. That is all for today. Had a few meetings this afternoon, so nothing really interesting happened, to be fair. Someone come trying to sell me a Fendt, but they were miles off on price. But if you're watching Laura, he was nearly there. Yeah, no, that is all for today. He's gone away to sharpen his pencil. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.